If you could all take a moment to feel your own heartbeat. This pulse began during the earliest days of your development. Your parents heard it and were thrilled, and maybe terrified, or, if you're my parents, pleasantly surprised. Suddenly, they cared for this heartbeat more than anything in the world. You, on the other hand, didn't know the difference. You weren't even conscious of the fact that your heart was beating. In fact, until I just bothered you to check it, you've probably remained largely unaware of your beating heart most of your time on this earth. You can feel the silent pace of our lives, an energy we often take for granted. Now relax and hold that thought. When I was 10 years old, I had severe activity-induced asthma. I was the kid who would have to run off the soccer field and take a puff of my inhaler in the middle of a game. For some reason, I found this funny. One day, at BBSC soccer practice at Groves Field, we were told to run an excessive amount of sprints. As the intensity started to build, I denied my throat swelling shut and my heart pounding out of my chest. It was hard to deny my asthma when I could no longer inhale and collapsed. I didn't see my life flash before my eyes or anything, but I did see every one of my teammates, who were very far ahead of me at that point, turn around and sprint back to me. Together, they picked me up and carried me over to my inhaler. The humor quickly faded, and I was terrified. Once I regained my breath and slowed my heart rate, I checked my thundering pulse to make sure I was going to live. Okay, to spoil the ending, I lived, and that pulse I checked is still going. Since we first entered high school, we have changed, as has the rest of the world. Communication has become easier than ever with the rise of social media. We've adopted YOLO to mean carpe diem, and lit to not mean literature. Love became accepted for all gender orientations when Congress legalized same-sex marriage last June. A dormant story originally created by Lucasfilms was reawakened when the newest Star Wars came to theaters. Quinoa and kale are the solution to anything health-related. Through these changes the past 4 years, you may think you've changed by these things. But in many ways, these societal shifts are merely distractions, and you are more or less the same. Through all of this, your beating heart has remained the same. It may go faster or slower, but it's a constant rhythm nonetheless. We can map out the rhythm of the heart using an EKG, tracing the ups and the downs. The individual experiences, places, and people make our heart beat a little faster, and perhaps makes us listen a little harder. The pattern it generates parallels with the ups and downs in our own lives. With these highs and lows, it proves that you are alive. Because without these, wouldn't you be flatlined? I want you to check your pulse again. But this time, think of a mistake you've made, a time when you felt guilty or afraid. Although your focus may have been drawn away for this moment, the pulse continues, like time continues. It goes on. Know that it's okay to make mistakes. One mistake does not define you. How you correct them is what defines you. Embrace the bad as an experience that shaped you to the incredible person you are today. Reflect on mistakes, and you will learn something you would not have otherwise known. Next time you are presented with a choice, you may utilize this newfound knowledge to choose wisely. We will inevitably have to make decisions, and you have the freedom to choose the person who you want to become. You are not just a number out of 36 on the ACT, nor are you a mediocre job, a disease, a pretty face, a breathing problem. The legendary Dr. Seuss once said, "Today, you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." As part of the autonomic nervous system, the heart involuntarily keeps us alive without our awareness. In the same way that we don't acknowledge our internal support system, we often forget our external support system. Think of those people who support you even if you aren't entirely aware of how crucial the presence is in your life. your own life support system. I personally would like to recognize my mama, dad, Timmy, and Chuck. Thanks for looking out for little me. What like the heart rate is constant in your life? Who has been there all along? Who is going to carry you off the field when you have an asthma attack? The world continues to change, but appreciate those constant people. And equally as important, appreciate yourself. You may never pause to appreciate the fact that your heart is still beating. But, like your parents the day that they first heard your heartbeat, there are so many people in this world who feel that your existence is of utmost importance. Whenever you feel doubt, remind yourself that you are here, you are alive, and you have a pulse. There's a reason that heart is beating, for more reasons than you may know. I encourage each of you to find your purpose for that beating heart. So, to class of 2016, we made a promise 4 years ago. For those who came in between then and now, who are still accountable. As freshman freedom, we said we would lead them till 2016 at the end. Well, here we are at graduation in the Stee Home Gym. This may be the end of high school, but it's also our newest beginning. This is not goodbye, but rather a prolonged time between hellos. From my heart to yours, I love you guys.